Hello, my last gamer. Welcome to the video. I just wanted to let you know I do have a Discord and a Twitter if you ever want to interact with me or say hi or have a conversation. And if you ever want to catch these videos live, head over to my Twitch and my Kick and come hang out. I sometimes don't talk. That's unfortunately one of my mini quirks. Is my inability to formulate thoughts as my brain focuses in on what I'm doing, and then I'll just forget to speak. So I'm always up to hang out and chat with anyone that stops by. So hope you enjoyed the video. Let's continue. The figure jumps as they see you are awake. You're out. They hesitate in the doorway. Who are you? They laugh nervously. Right. We didn't meet. They glance back to the doorway as I'm looking to help. I'm Bliss. They shrug. I'm not sure what to add. They shrug. Not sure what to add. Your crew are out. Sorry, they brought you here. Here. Right. They nod slowly. This is my room. They glance around. Not much. I know. We are in my repair bay on the far spindle. If you know where that is. How did I get here? Ground room. Come on. Let's get somewhere a little more comfortable. They hold her hand. You're safe. Don't worry. You follow them out the corridor, gliding behind them. They move with ease. Someone who has been born in 0G or spent most of their life in it. They glide to a enclosed balcony where heavily scratched, thick acrylic windows look out at the chaotic wet dock. At the center of the dock is the rig, scratched, worn, but you're still your ship, reassuring sight. What happened? Your ship? Bliss pauses. You were lucky. I heard the distress signal. You sensed they were holding something back. I guess the expensive long-range ray I tricked into buying finally paid off. They laughed to themselves. Well, at least for someone. You were out cold when I got there. You have been for all the cycles since. Your friend wasn't in great shape either. He bounced back fast. You finally got the shirt. Get a habit of doing that. Sheriff's voice makes you spin around. So you're up. Can't suppress a smile. Are you okay? Smiles. Don't start fussing over me, sleeper. I'm good. Your eyes follow Seraphim's bandaged abdomen, where you notice and pull back his jacket over the wound. Clearly looking a lot better. Came in, should have seen. Bliss abruptly stops after Seraphim glances in the direction. Here. Seraphim pulls a shits out his pocket catch. He slings over to Bliss. That's all I can get for now. What are you paying him for? Seraphim laughs. Who do you think put back the rig together? Bliss looks at you apologetic. I know what it looks like, but I'm sorry, I can't work for free. Keeping the place going is bad. Keeping this place going is bad enough. I get it. The Seraphim nods. We're just thankful you towed us in. We aren't flea letters. I do see we have 200 fucking cryo. Bliss looks between the two of you. I'll let you catch up. I'm glad you're awake. We were worried. They pat you on the shoulder and glide back to the other corridor. When Bliss is gone, silence defends you and Seraphim, unsure what to say. What happened? Do you remember? He looks at you with concern. Sheriff grips him in that lane. He shakes his head. Looks out of the rig and takes a breath, stealing himself what to say. Says Kapoor. When he clears his throat, it's gone. What do you mean it's gone? It's gone. He catches your eye. They dropped the van, no signal, apart from the one sent from the fleeing ship's grounds. I don't know what happened. No one does. Your mind skips, unable to focus on the information you've just seen. You've been told. You think back to the constant activity of the bins, the rumbling of the factory row. 𝓥𝓮𝓬𝓽𝓸𝓻 just gone. The time Bliss reached us, we drifted out of range. They couldn't have seen go up, but I saw a sleeper. Something exploded. Something white hot. He rubs his arms fresh except for a moment later. It was Shockwave was on us. The rig was crippled. Engines kept firing, but no guidance. But guidance went offline, sending us arcing out across the belt. Drops his hands to inside his jacket, pressing against the bandage on his side. Managed to get her under control, but not before we started spinning. My restraints came loose. We were strapped to neither. We both got scrambled. A weak smile. Then I felt trapped in an auto wash. Impressed you made it, to be honest. Flesh, blood, human might have been smashed to pieces. Image. Image. A little too raw for him to continue. Could it have to have been something to do with us? He shrugs. Your guess is as good as mine. Would Lane do something like that? Doesn't make any sense. 𝓢𝓵𝓮𝓮𝓸𝓻 is a gang. They run Darkseid. They don't go around blowing up stations. If anyone is seeing the debris and radiation, I picked up a lot of ship transponders before Rick went offline. Maybe some people got out. He stops, unable to add anything more. So we lost our trail? Seems like it. At least the shockwave would have burned out our trail along with the belt for now. We're already all blissed for the work they did on our rig, and it hasn't finished yet. A few more cycles have been towed. Honestly, at this point, we should probably try to abandon the rig and switch vessels. Unless the rig is just really good. This won't hold us hostage, but I don't like to skip out without paying. Even if we could get the rig started up. He rubs the necklace between his fingers. Bad karma. Beyond that, we need work, fuel, supplies. We need to make sure everything's okay. Counts off the issues off his fingers. After that, I haven't heard any coming after us. If they did, they'd come through 𝓥 or what's left of it. He looks away. The far spindle's a way out of Lane's territory anyway. Call it a bit of the belt. The wash and the stations here run differently to the dark side, so for now we have some freedom. Surface says freedom to go broke, starve, and get into even more bullshit, more trouble. I don't know why, it felt like thematic's bullshit. That seems. All I'll say is hoping you might have some ideas. Look for a contract. You'll hear any complaints from me, he smiles. Won't be able to fly for a few cycles yet, but won't hurt us to have something lined up. He pauses and looks that way. Look, Sleeper, he rubs his side. I'm not sure I can work right now. I got kicked out of the salvage yard for passing out on the job. Even with my pain meds, I've been able to scare up. I can fly, it's for sure. He stares. See that through, but you're going to need some crew if you want to do any serious work. I'm sorry. Understood. He nods. He turns away. I'm gonna go take a rest. On the rig, I'm wiped. Look out at the rig as he leaves. The warmth and softness. Waking moments now feel like a distant memory. This is what you wanted, freedom, a chance to work for yourself and not Lane? Well, here it is. All the problems and complications you could imagine. What the cost? Could have Lane wiped out 𝓥 just to try to end you? You shiver at the thought. What name? Who theories killed your mind? Just think about it. Could have been Conway, a drone or a mine drifting starward. Say, the SS, perhaps? I'm just gonna call them that because they're two capital S's. With some plan to weaken the belt, or the belt faction attempting to flip the board by intention or mistake. The belt was considered itself safe for war brewing in their system, and now the 𝓥 loss to be felt across the starboard belt. What does that mean for you? Your needs are much more immediate and apparent. Those come first. The other thing is, it might have caused some sort of reaction from the core world, because we did take out a drone for the 𝓥, and maybe they saw it as an act of war. for some reason. You gain some glitch. Glitch is a penalty you gain from repairing dice when Lane's attempts to hack your system. Your current glitch levels are limited by the glitch clock or it said dice. You can have a maximum of 6. Each level glitch you gain increasing chance of rolling glitch dice. Start of the cycle. Each time you glitch dice, each time you roll a glitch dice, you clear one level of glitch. Glitch has an 8% chance to be a negative outcome when used, and 20% be a positive. Glitch clock tracks your level of glitch, indicates of the rolling dice. Find Junji in the airlock. Her small collection of things crammed in her bag. I was coming to see you, I promise. She looks nervous. I was waiting for you to wake up, but Saracen said you're okay, so... You're going? She looks away. I am. While you're out, she pauses, concerned obvious. I was digging into the data I pulled from 𝓤𝓵𝓮𝓬𝓙. The 𝓤𝓵𝓮 one. There's a lot of stuff in there, but impossible to read. Either I'm decrypting it wrong, or I don't have the right cipher. It is, I think, means the data is important, or at least it was the 𝓤𝓵𝓮. You find someone to help me pick away and crack it. And let's get where I'm going. We can take you there. No, look. She takes a server. After what happened with the rig, plus saving us, we're all lucky to be alive. She shifts her bag on her shoulder. I think I'm better off alone for now. Oh, as she reaches into her bag, some data I sold, so I can buy myself a ticket to where I need to go. Not much. Here, she passes you some crits. Thank you. Miles, you did more. She catches herself. I mean, I'm sorry. Look, Sleeper, tell 𝓤𝓵𝓮𝓮𝓙 goodbye for me. What are you chasing? She freezes to catch off guard by your question. She pauses. I know there's value, true value in the data on Sleeper. And I know, she pauses again, unsure of herself. I have a project to you, or one I can't, or I won't abandon. Maybe I can tell you about it in time. She smiles, weakly closing up again. Well, she rubs back her neck. See you around. And you watch her drift away down the docking tunnel into the far spindle, with questions still bouncing around your head. Maybe if your path crosses again, you might be able to get some of them answered. Demise put a barrier between dark side and the far spindle. Lane can't follow you now, so you're safe. That's gonna change. Help the residents. Underhack residents couldn't afford rent further up, so they came here to build their own units. Up to family urgent repairs. They think you feed. Answer your questions about the under. Oh, I didn't read the other one. Let's not fail this. No, you got another community. They settled in 𝓢𝓽𝓮𝓷 and their humble neighborhood. Vengeful Edge. Could go to try seal things. Scrap shift. Ooh. The core. And then we got the pentacle. Okay, is there anything that's not dangerous or risky that I could do? I'm gonna start using my glitch dice. I don't want to waste any time. Fuck it, I got money to burn. Rack or seaweed-based liquor, powerful salient taste. Guy glider has some reputation of serving it neat and strong. Before I start burning money, what's the other one? Oh, earning a meal. Alright, I could say that because that's going to be feeding me. Where do I go to sleep? Oh, there. Part of the spindle lives to its name, tall statue, making its tall stature making a real effort to traverse to end locals. Solution to this problem is travel with the transit tunnels of massitude bolting onto the outside of the spindle that allows them rapid progression to the bottom top. I am enjoying this game a lot. Although I did have a kind of I hit my face against the wall moment where I kind of burnt way too much time at the beginning, so I just kind of did a quick little restart because I kind of understood how the game works. And I just want to rush around and do things. So find yourself in one of these cavernous passages, the bulky haulers rush by. You start to wonder if braving them is worth the effort. And rattles them. Back up. The sound rattles down the bare transit corridor like a gunshot, rapidly approached by, followed by a crunching impact. Then like pushing yourself against the side wide 𝓤𝓲𝓽𝓲𝓃 passage. As you do, your hauler goes past, sending a rippling wave of air across in its wake. Then the wharf sides you hear string of 𝓢𝓵𝓮𝓮𝓙 coming from nearby, a spiky-looking figure clutching some oddly shaped opening frame object gestures widely at the vehicle as it glides by. Dickhead. She spits the custom gobsmacked down the tunnel, spirals in 0G. She turns to you. You see that? He tried to slam me to the wall. Told a dickhead. She fervently nods. No shit, haulers hate us. She sniffs and looks up and down. Not supposed to be in transit system without a vehicle. She squints. Not like I care, but maybe you do. What about you? Shakes her head. Shakes the opening frame of her hand. This looks like you. Rolls it over her shoulder, stretching out. You're new here, right? Yes. She shrugs sympathetically, figures. Let me give you a tip. She begins checking over her vehicle frame and tightening the bolts. Avoid haulers. Dickheads, a lot of them. Especially the water haulers. They think they're better than anyone. Oh, better than anyone. Don't mess with the stevedoers, though. They're good people. Get treated like shit by everyone else, just like us. She rapidly unplugs her series of connectors. They'll show you shortcuts. She looks up and never ever get in this Spindlejack's way. She smiles, spinning her vehicle in her hands. Spindlejack? She thrums her chest. You're looking at one. She pauses and considers something, then suddenly she reaches out to her many pockets and pulls out a small transit wrangle punched with a hole. Text glints within it, reading Cadet Spindlejack Express. You take it. Cadet. She proudly flexes. That's me, Spindlejack up. That's me, Spindlejack. Or Spline. Striped line is my outfit. Carmel is the dispatcher. Small outfit, but we punch above our weight. Dispatch here in the core, but I run the transit tunnels up and down the spindle 10 times a cycle. You want anything moving on the spindle? Data, tech, messages to a hut for a hardline? Come find me. I do that. She nods. I'll tell them I sent you. They make sure it gets to me. She kicks off the wall, mounts her bike, trigger a burst air as she keeps steady in the transit passage. You hear a buzz of distorted speech from assuming her dispatcher. Cadet angles her head and her communicator mutters back to it. Got a hot sleeper. She looks over at you and something flickers in her eyes. An idea or perhaps a realization. You might be able to help me with something. Package hasn't been bothering me. She squints down the passages. Come to my office in the strip line. 2 cycles, I'll show you. Sure. Call it a favor on account of me saving you from being flattened by a hauler. She winks. You better get out here before another hauler tries to squish you. You step back as she twists a handlebar and burst of air sends her away, flying down the transit corridor at an unsettling speed. You watch her go, slightly cut off guard by her final works. What could a courier need you for? You turn the idea over your head. You find a way to make the transit corridor back to safety, the main course. As you slide through the pinnacle docks, you hear someone shouting at corridor. You intently change direction, your eyes fixed as the passage widens out into a large bay. Others rush past you, heading towards the commotion. Your eyes drawn by the bay of vast viewing, which is currently splattered with littered shards of ice in front of it. Dockworkers shouting at everyone who listen. Spaces, workers of the far spy, we need your urgent assistance. The water carries the spring tide have suffered heavy damage in transit of the wellspring. He takes a breath. All able hands will need your help to secure the cargo. Without this water and fire supply will struggle to support you. He looks desperately at the crowd. Please, any who are able to help, please make yourself known. I suggest from the tanks, drawing a pale halo around the ship. Handful of experienced spacers push through the crowd towards the front and dockwards to direct nearby bridges. You watch the scene fill hesitant face in the face of making someone groan. I'm out of dice, so I can't really help. Look at the sound of the blaring proxy alarm as you completely unstrap. Your bunk dizzily grants around lane. Bounty hunters, you kick off light at the door. As you go, the list pops up. Their head around the corner. Sorry, look, little sheepish. In all honesty, it's not my fault. You're wiring all backwards. Takes a moment to understand what's happening. You say yourself against the form. Sorry, just a little jumpy. Get it? Liz looks down. Don't mean to wake you. Takes a while to get ready, drift down to the mess to see what's happening and then the Bliss already turned off the alarms. Find them unspooling wires from a hatch you never previously noticed in the mess of the ceiling. Sorry again, sleeper. The voice comes through the ceiling panels, muffled and dull. Sit on the stool neatly tuck your legs behind the counter. How are you doing? Me? Bliss mutters and echoes around the room. I'm working. Keeps my mind off things. How's the ship? Bliss spends definitely on hooking their legs into the opening the ceiling. From your perspective, they hang upside down, almost done. If you can believe it, their messy hair floats around a couple of cycles worth of diagnosis. I'll happily have enough to release you back to her. You hear yawning as Seraphim drifts in. He looks between you, amused. What are you both doing up so early? You Bliss exchange amused looks. What? Didn't hear alarm? He shrugs heavy sleep. He drifts over to the rest of the cupboard, hunt down some breakfast. Turn back to Bliss, hour disappeared into the ceiling panels. Before long, the mess is filled with its shrill screech of power tools. Sheriff looks totally unaffected. He hooks himself onto the stool, lazily sucking an Irash pouch while he taps away in his slate. The screech finally stops. After a while, you kick off your stool. Time to head out. Bliss reaches past you, stopping in the passageway before you can leave. I have something I want to show you. Bliss leads you off to the main corridor in the corner of the ship you don't remember visiting before. You come to the room with a low slope ceiling, a single round-shaped window illuminating some neat tool storage, workbench set in the wall. Look, I'm no specialist, but quick learner and good at repairs. They smile. I think you have need of me. They glance at you, turn back the vine. They glance at you, tear the thick vinyl skin of your arm. Can I take a look? Yeah. They smile, lead you toward the workbench, take your arm, look at from all the tear from all the angles. Put you over the workbench, take a small sealant gun from the rack. You look, set up the basic tools, look clean, well organized. They gently close the tear with sealant, press the edges together, close up neatly. After they're done, they release your arm, and you can barely see the scar. Bliss admires the work. See? They smile. I know it's more serious than tear. Bliss folds her arm, but I can handle it. They turn over a metal door here. They produce a couple carefully machined pristine components. They're saving up for an important job. They wink. I guess I found it. Bliss takes the components in your hand. Take them when you're ready. Come up here and we'll fix you. There's a rare. These are rare find though. In the future, might have to make do with something lower quality. You can find scrap components. Most scrapper ships like this one hang around and then they hang. The better components they use either integrate in the system. Bliss leans down the workbench. I'll do my best to keep you up running. Thank you. Don't worry about it. They shrug. You're a guest in my bay. I can't have my guest body collapsing there, can I? Plus, I think it benefits me if you think of me as indispensable. Bliss smiles. I should get back to fixing things. Leave you to workshop on the simple tools, considering the particular qualities of your new friend. I can now fix myself. Yippee! You can repair your dice at the rig workshop. You can only repair one dice, which is fully broken. Repair requires scrap components or rare components. The better the components, the less you will suffer. You don't repair dice during your contract. So I'd have to break myself. The far's been an exhausting place to find freelancers, and there's shortage of spaces here. Quarter of bays, wrong with crew inbound and outbound, or between contracts, trading stores, or contacts, and materials. But whatever language appearance, or code identifies someone as singing worth signing on with, you don't seem to have it. Perhaps it is because you're a new face, or are notably unsure, or perhaps it's just because you're a sleeper. You push the thoughts back in your mind. Instead of focusing what's in front of you, the vast cylindrical tank of the center of 𝓥𝓲𝓽𝓲𝓃. The first time you enter the bar, you floated open-mouthed, and much like all the new arrivals do, at the sight of the huge kelp stack, the biggest you've ever seen, and even now your eyes fixed on the fronds of the seaweed that wave in a circular pattern beyond the curves of the dirty glass. You find impressive. You take a sip with a harsh saline-scented rack from its magnetic vessel and secure it to the bar. As you suck on the straw, your eyes follow the shifting fawns. You hear clear the throat beside you at the bar. Hypnotic, isn't it? The low voice rumbles through the corridor. A large figure on a stool next to you, fluorescent lights behind the bar, shining up to his wide, rough face. I heard talk you're hiring. The figure turns to your face. You don't recognize him, but in the shifting light of Gaia, there isn't surprising. And you are 𝓥𝓮𝓬𝓽𝓸𝓻. Current freelancer. He turns to his stool. The effect is clearly meant to impress you on his size. You have to admit it works. Served up a whole slate of crews out. Spindle, cutters, mercs, extractors. He smiles, places a broad hand in his chest. Broad skill set, good work ethic, good sense of humor. Full package. Sounds perfect. He nods. Why, thank you. I aim to please. I'll run anything out of the arsenal. I'm tough, I'm quiet, and you won't need to worry about me. He folds his arm across his chest. What kind of work are we talking about? You can answer. Your voice echoes from behind you. 𝓥𝓮. You look over the source of the shop. Busy as ever, I see. A group of 3 spacers drift up, one of them placing a heavy hand on your shoulder. She is fitted with the metal optical implant, and you cannot see her eyes. The caustic light from the tank plays across her face. Too busy to keep in touch. I really don't like it when I have to come find you. Vishna? Eugen politely nods at her. Do I look like I'm socializing? This is a meeting. A meeting? Vija squished your shoulder. Is this what it is? Yes, Vishna, we're talking about your delivery effect. My friend here is being very helpful. He shoots you with a knowing glance. That's right. She turns to look at you with a raised eyebrow, but before she could speak, Eugene cut it in. His sleeper is unique ability to extract data. Eugene smiles. Exactly what kind of data you've been asking for. So, we get back to it, Eugene gestures to you. Then I can deliver what you need. You know, Eugene, I'm pretty tired of this whole act. She gestures nervously at him. But in the end, it doesn't matter. She drops her hand from your shoulder to her belt. Her eyes follow. She sees a dark box shape. Is that a weapon? You deliver it by the deadline, or you don't. And when you don't, she smiles steadily. I'll be happy to take you through the consequences. Until then, she shoots a final glance. Chat whoever the hell you want. She spacers flanking gun around the bar. Eugene watches them glow with a little emotion. So, Eugene smiles. You're about to hire me! What was that? Vishna? She's just trying to rush me, that's all. I won't be working with her again. He pauses, choosing words next to her. Of course, I can't talk about the particulars, you understand. She just wants to scare you off. She likes to cause me trouble. Eugene looks away out of the door of the bar. Let's not let her. He pauses in silence for a moment, still looking away. You try to get a read on him, but his face is blank. Only glittering in his hands is something rapid internal activity. He turns to look back at you, meeting your eye, and sudden shift in his mannerisms. If you need crew, you need work. If you need work, you need cryo. I see that. Is that right? He doesn't stop you from answering. Well, I can offer both. Hard work, a good contract with a good payout. You take me on this job of mine, we'll split the take. He looks down, thinking. Hell, if you do, I'll consider signing on long term. He smiles. Think of that. No more recruiting. What's the job? Salvage. He leans close. I know a wreck untouched by local crews, which recently turned up in the wash. Just a little sunward from here, but its disabled transponder makes it invisible to anyone who doesn't know it's there. Had to squeeze the location out of contract, but I'll share it with you. A straight split. Take me and your crew will claim it all. It'll be a good payout, he winks. A really good one. What's the catch? Eugene frowns. No catch. She leans back, looking around the bar. Happy to take the offer elsewhere. Just feel like you're the right captain for this one. I'll be real whenever you are. Eugene pauses. As show good faith, I'll fly out with you on any job. Spar fine. Not leaving the station when you get with you yet, till we get my job done first. After that, we can talk about flying together. No need to rush it. Shakes your hand, firmly rough-pitted, and turns back to his drink. Slips out of the bar, looking to see if Vanessa's nearby. You don't spot her amongst the passing crew. Can you imagine her eyes on you in the bar? You shake it off, having become familiar with the feeling. Observe. What matters is you found yourself crew and a contract. Whether it's good will good come, however, it remains to be seen. Surprised I can't help fix the thing. I have 6 upgrade points. Yeah, I want to be engineer extraordinaire. I will then increase the interface. The only thing left to do other than working is go down here. You jerk suddenly awake. A fragment lodged in your mind, a shard of sound to signal a tone. Responds like tinnitus, obviously internal, inescapable. You turn down, see your hands blurred, your fingers dancing as if they're typing. You settle them, your fingers slap, caught like a bird, take control. You takes all your focus to settle them, you force them back into a sensation, squeezing it like on a tight pair of gloves. You flex your hand, what fills them, test them. What was that? Take a breath, a deep breath to calm yourself. As you do, you're reminded that you don't need to breathe. It's a claustrophobic sensation you cannot shake. You get up, push yourself off the wall, pull your on your clothes, anything to escape the dream that hovers over the back of your mind. Surfing drifts casually as you're heading the bunk, grabs something you can't shake, the strange sensation that he just drifted into your mind. He glances at you. I said, "Are you okay?" Because you look terrible. Not really. You need to talk to me, sleeper. Response. I know something happened back there when we were leaving headwards. The explosion? Not the explosion, he shakes his head. Saw it. I saw something change in your eyes. That's the right way to explain it. They were cold, fixed. I've never seen one before. Back when we first met. I knew you were once human. I knew because of your eyes. Never met a sleeper before. But I know immediately that you were no machine. It was obvious. On the rig, I couldn't see that anymore. I don't know what happened. What did it feel like? He gives you a curious... Ooh, got a positive outcome. Close your eyes, you recall the moment. You remember Lane's voice, the rig hot, the close, the numbness, and then you see it glittering in the non-space of your mind. A thin, bright, like silver spider silk, a thread, a connection between your mind and something else. You open your eyes and expectant face. You try to think out how to describe what you felt, but words fail you. Still, you know you felt it. An invisible hand of a signal linked to your mind, and your thought makes you shiver. We need to get you checked up. We know what's happening. Serving as you are starting to stare. This isn't just about you, but where? And asking around, Seraphim's face set with determination. There's another station near one. Lots of them. It's a mess. Cleanly wrecks, dock ships, but also houses some best artificers in the wash. We should go there as soon as the rig's ready. Okay, I'll go. Thank you. Look, I don't know what it is to be a sleeper. I understand there's things you can't tell me or can't show me, but I do know how fear can keep you doing what you need to do. I'm not going to nag you about it, he sighs, but it needs to be done. He passes by you as he leaves the bunk, squeezing your shoulder as he does, leaving you with your thoughts. You finish getting rest, filling your body strangeness, even though you wish you didn't. At the very least, you think you'll need to find someone who can stop you from falling apart. Maybe Flotsam is not such a bad idea. You push the thought in the back of your mind, cycle ahead. The rig isn't ready. When it is, you'll then see. Sleeper! Cadet drifts in the shadows, from the shadows outside of 𝓢𝓵𝓮𝓮𝓷. You're looking around nervously, approaches. Seems like I'm going to need to call that favor in. She's pale, deadly serious. Are you okay? Doesn't seem to hear you, distracted by the group of spacers gliding noisily down the hall behind her. She waits until they pass. Someone hit slip line. No idea where camera is about. A bunch of goons tearing the place apart as we speak. She scrolls up her face in pain. You try to grab me, but those muscle heads are slow. Wait, why? Remember that package that I asked your help with? The one that's been bothering me? I reckon I got something to do with it. The job was a bust, an express run all the way to the Underhag, but when I got there, no one was home. She whispered, now leaning closer. The place was smashed up. Someone got there first. I should have dumped the package and ran, but I brought it back like a good girl, stashed it in the safe spot in strip line. Thought the sender might come recover it, and when they didn't, I got curious and popped it open. Stupid thing to do once I was driving crypt to hell and back. Ran to you, I heard the sleepers were good with data and text, so I thought you might be able to take a look at it. Now slip line's been trashed too. Here's the thing. Back when I popped it open, I noticed that dispatcher marked hex support. Could it be connected to hex support getting atomized? Well, that's where I'm at too. The thing was sent from there just before it got cooked, and what kind of attention I've been getting the past couple cycles. She slips her a hand terminal from her bed, taps a couple times, and holds it up to you. She stares at you from the screen behind her picture. Black capital 𝓢𝓵𝓮𝓵𝓻𝓭 in breach of bar spindle code B12 and F34 reward for information leader capture considered dangerous. The kid blasted it out to the transit server. Every slipjack, hauler, and freighter is going to be watching for me. She pulls back her head to her. Something's going on. Anyone who can help? She looks away. Spindlejacks don't make friends easily, and now all the couriers I do know are looking to turn me in for a payout. She snaps her head back wide. Why do you think I'm here? It's time for that favor, Sleeper. She meets your eye. My connections are burned. Hell, my whole career is gone. I need to fight back. Walk away, there's nothing to walk away to. I need your help. What can I do? I need you to get that drive. If they want it that much, then I can use it to buy my way out of the shit show. I tucked it away somewhere safe, so my guess is they haven't got to it yet. You slip in, I give you the location, pull the thing out. Should be simple. None of this is simple. Just go and stash it, don't overthink. Look, this thing turns out to be worth something. You'll get you do. All I want was my life back. The drive is in the workshop. Loose panel behind the air bike, then leans. It's taped to the back of the fuse box inside. Now I gotta keep heading down the spindle to the overhang to pass some in the end of the transit tunnel. No one will wrap me out there once around. I'll come find you when it's done. I got some network access. I'll know when you're going. She winks, offering no further explanation. My bike's locked up nearby. I gotta hop. Do me a favor when you're there. Do me this favor and then we're clear. Stay safe. Doing my best, Sleeper. She gives you a mock salute and leaves. She slips back into the shadows. Minutes later, you hear the percussive pulse of her bike accelerate away. Know at least that it's on the run to what's like to be on the run to flee for your life, and then that you feel empathy and connection to Cadet. But on every other angle, this looks like bad news, like the kind of sensible person to steer clear from. Perhaps you should steer clear from, as if it wasn't enough for one detail that stuck with you in your mind. The drive from head support. Is this enough to send you down to this line to search for that drive? Only time will tell. If it has anything to do with hex support exploding, then I probably should check it out. Because it'd be nice to not wonder until things explode.
Find 𝓢𝓵𝓮𝓮𝓸𝓻 of ducks access ports. There might be a backdoor way to make one. Slide a loose panel away from the wall, letting it float there beside the air bike rack. Behind it, you find the blinking light of the fuse box. Noise nearby draws your attention. Scrape the sliding door, maybe, or maybe some old system cycling in the wall. Took long enough to gain access to Slip Line Express Bike Garage. The longer still to find the safe route to bike racks. But you're almost there. You've seen and heard the hired muscle searching and guarding this place, but you've been lucky enough not to come face to face with them yet. You turn back to the darkness. If Cadet was right, said right, the drive should take the back of his fuse box and you open it. You reach back slowly, carefully. Your hand settles on something cold and metallic. You pull at it. It's a budge. A quiet rattle echoes to the dispatch office next door. You freeze for a second. Cadet was 𝓢𝓽𝓪𝓻𝓭. You ask about the tape. Peel the tape back. Close your eyes, feel the seams of the tape. Taking your time, you pick working right. You hear clattering sound nearby. You peel off the final piece. And the drive spins into your hand. Time to move. Slip the drive in your coat, kick it away while gliding back towards the maintenance corridor you entered from. Across the bright gauge, you hear voices in the patch next door. Just as you tuck yourself into the cool darkness of the maintenance corridor, a screech indicates the opening of the door. The office next door, a voice rumbles through the room, and you quickly and quietly push yourself deeper. Guts the building too close. Barely daring to breathe, you carefully make your way through the maze passages that brought you here, dodging their dog legs and dead ends now familiar. Eventually, you spot the little thin light ahead, marking the loose panel you levered open to gain entrance. You take a brief breath, almost there. As you reach the gap, you freeze. Voices rumble beyond the chaotic day. The ship going to your eyes are drawn to the dark boxy weapons hold on their hands. Shit. You silent yourself, searching for a path. Waiting for an opening. Yippee! Positive outcome. We have a lot of stress with that. You wait for the silent. You wait silent and still. Their figures search. They split and drift across the bay. You take a chance, sliding open the panel, slipping up behind the scrap boxes and the edge. Room tucked behind the shadows. You make your way to the far side of the bay, to the public passage beyond. You hiss the guttural clatter on the pressure valve. Kit leans over and grabs the collar coat. Hop on. Moment you're on the back of the air bike, clutching the strap of the bag. Its bag as she guns it down the passage, the air resistance almost ripping you from the thin seat. You lean against her back, letting out a sigh, the drive pressing into your ribs beneath your jacket. You did it. Still alive back there? Cadet's voice brings you back with a head-knock rum of the tunnel light rushing past your bike. She slows the bike with a rapid series of hisses, and you realize she brought you back to the outside of Bliss Bay. Trying to understand the route she took, a long loop through the bouncing transit tunnels of the station, but you give up. You can let go now. She straightens up. You unhook your fingers from the bag strap, Separating you and her back, you push off the bike gently and float to the passage beside her. You okay? You look pretty rough back there. Appreciate you putting up all in line for me. Who were those guys? You guess good in mine. I don't look like anyone nice though. I wouldn't sweat it. Go on, let's see the drive. You fish drive and hand it over. It's the one. She squints it. Should have checked it when I had the chance. You first get a good look at it. There's not much to see. Small lump of solid state memory. Spot a yellow hex on the hex port. For now. She winks. She slides the bag over her shoulder to the front and then slots the drive neatly into a pocket. I know someone in the scatter yard who can crack anything. She's the first port to call to crack this thing open. I should make myself scarce from the spindle anyway before those dickheads catch up with me. Come with us. Appreciate the offer, but I think it's best if we go separate ways now. 2 targets, it's hard to track the one. She cycles the pressure valve on the bike impatiently. Cadet leans the bike squinting at the viewport. Ship behind you. Squinting out at the viewing port at the ship behind. That yours? She doesn't wait for an answer. If I'm not mistaken, the old thing's gonna struggle to reach scatter yards unless you've added a nav suite. Has nav suite. Yeah. Belt between here and the scatter yard is drowning in debris. Worse since tech support. You don't need a has navigation to make it clear cross safely. Syndicate created tech to help their tankers cross the belt. Common knowledge. Cadet nods at your ship. Maybe if you head up to the wellspring, you can barter or steal a suite. She adds casually. And here, she ties a bag on her bike frame and holds it to you. Not enough for a refit. Maybe it'll help find some use for them. You take a bag and something clinks inside. You open the bag. See a couple engine components. When I using the booster, taps the frame of her bike, but you deserve them. She meets your eye and look away. Not like I'll be doing any runs for a while anyway. Thanks. Not like I said, you deserve them. She flexes her fingers on the bike and gets you to be on her way. Gets bike, sputters and purrs and trembles in the air like an arrow ready to be loosed. See you around, she winks and guns the throttle, zipping off the passage through the pulse of air pulls through your clothes. Stare after she goes, the bag and the components hanging in your hand. Realize as you look down the passage that you never asked how Cadet plans to get to the scare. Now that's the question. The score of another. Well, wait until you run into her next, although you have a feeling she'll always find a way to slip away before you can ask them next time, too. Head back towards your ship to stow the components, idly wondering you could justify buying an air bike to Seraphim as you do so. Next thing is we gotta help fix this. You lazily to the ship's mess. You hear raised voices. You still yourself for the moment. Entrance, then slip inside. Seraphim sits hooked into his usual stool, his slate glowing beside him. He shakes his head as you enter. Bliss, meanwhile, floating freely, gesticulating sharply as they explain something important. I don't see why not. Bliss chops in the air. It's not like we have any alternative. We can get the cryo. Take time, but you can get it. That was the deal. Sheriffin speaks calmly, trying to placate Bliss. Sleeper. Bliss spots you entering. They turn to Seraphim. Let's see what the sleeper thinks about it. About what? Both pile silent. Seraphim sighs. The rig's ready, Sleeper. Bliss gestures around the mess. I fixed it. Hell, I've improved it. She's purring thanks to me. Now, would you say I've done such an incredible job? I deserve a paid promptly for my work. I calculated the cost, the refit, and retuning like this would cost my clients hundreds of cryo. Even if I was feeling charitable, Seraphim sighs level. He knows where this is going. See, I could make you pay and make you scrap up enough cryo, but without taking a contract and taking the ship off the station, you're leaving me in the lurch. I wouldn't do that, but Bliss holds up a hand, shush him. So I have a proposition. That one that clears the deck completely. I will turn around and open the sign on this little bay of mine and join up with you. You will keep me in work, give me my split, give me a transit to wherever you're headed, and I'll even keep this rig of yours working for free. What better than could be than that? That's interesting. Are they done with the station? Do they want to leave? Us paying and being our way with no hangers on looks at you. Tell them sleep. Actually, we could use their help. Lynn's grist surf and Sleeper gets it. You can use my help. I'm an excellent engineer, a tidy shipmate, and a half-decent chef. I'm done with Far Spindle. I'm done taking not enough jobs for not enough cryo on the station where I know nobody. They pause satisfied. You're welcome. She holds up his hand. Look, we appreciate it, but we are on the run, Bliss. Trust me. You're better off here. Gives you a serious look. Even telling you this could put you in danger. Bliss pauses and then start laughing. On the run, they shake their head, smiling. You expect me to get scared off by that goofy ship? It's true. Bliss just shrugs. The system's at war. The belt's spiraling into chaos, into crisis, and everyone's got something. I know you were at Hexaport, Seraph looks at them open mouth, searching for a retort. What happened there? What happened there? Who's to say it wouldn't happen here? I'm not sitting around watching all play out longer and taking a deep breath. Something's got to give. This turns. Look, you've done your part, due diligence or whatever. You're on the run. I've been warned. I accept the risk. That's it. At the end of the day, your ship's clamped in my docubase, unless you know my encryption protocols. That's much left to discuss. Irvin shakes his head and smile across his face. They got us here. There. Looks at you. And then at Bliss. Look. Looks like we gained a crew member. He unhooks from the stool. But I'm moving to the engine room. He drifts across the back bunks together this thing. You and Bliss exchange a nervous look. Sleeper, welcome aboard. Bliss smiles, gives you a half-hearted mock salute. Leave Bliss the gallery and head for the cockpit rig. It's ready to fly again, but the question is where to take her next. Seraphim mentioned the Flotsam. Short starward journey from here, a busy station where you might find an officer to help diagnose glitches and errors. Somewhere, meanwhile, is Helios Gate, abandoned, uninhabited megastructure. Liver from the Solheim days, maybe good salvage, but not easy place to survive. Beyond that, well, they say the belt's wide, and now you have a functioning ship. I actually can't get enough of this game. I will be taking a small break. I'll probably do that mission and then come back because we have 4 days. That wreck's probably gonna take more than 4 days, so I'll probably hang out one more day at the station. And help fix this. Anyway, I'll be right back. Thank you for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a subscription, leave a comment, a like. Maybe head over to my Twitch and Kick and follow me there and say hi. I hope you have a great, wonderful rest of your day.
The night is young, but it feels so old. A story written, yet never told. The mask is heavy, the air is thin. The game begins, but no one wins. Oh, it shines like gold, it feels like fire. A fleeting touch, a burning desire. The strings are tied, the stage is set. A broken soul